And today we have the beautiful Navya Naveli Nanda. No, not Amitabh Bachcha's granddaughter. She has carved out an identity for herself as an inspiring female entrepreneur. And Mr. Samyak Chakrabarty. I want to hear from both of you about project Nimaya, which they have done for the a skill accelerator program for girls. So if you could just elaborate on that, what is it?
So thank you for that very generous introduction. But so Samyak and I met 2 years ago. We were introduced by a mutual friend, and we spoke to each other about what each of us were doing in our personal careers. He works obviously at Workforce, and I was founded ARA. So we were both doing two very different things. And we talked about our mutual passion for wanting to, give equity and give access, for me, for women, and for him in general in what he was doing. And we decided together to maybe work on something that would be, more women focused. And he's also extremely passionate about wanting to give equity to women and enabling women. So we decided to found Nimaya, which is our accelerator program, and so this is our second cohort that we launched today. And the Good Glamm Group has very nicely hosted us here and invited the girls to have us here and inaugurate the start of the second cohort that they will be experiencing over the next few months. And yeah,
I think another important aspect of Nimaya is that the world of work is changing. And soft skills have become an essential hiring criteria. And a hard truth is that exposure to such higher order skills is usually limited to students studying in elite tier institutions. And both Navya and I question that. So one of the ethos of Nimaya is to democratize access to higher order soft skills, so that where you are born, your gender, or the type of college you go to is not a barrier in accessing opportunity or exposure.
Absolutely. So what are the soft skills that you're focusing on in this program?
So I think, along with the technical skills that the girls come with from their respective colleges, we like to focus on things that we believe are extremely useful in the 21st century workplace. So things like creative thinking, problem solving, teamwork, which is something that we may not necessarily be taught in schools and colleges, and these are the soft skills that we want to focus on, because that's what we believe is going to make the next generation of leaders.
These skills are actually innate, and more so in women,
Absolutely. I think it's a very commendable thing that you've taken up, and which will actually help these youngsters, these young girls in their job interviews also. Coming to job interviews, many people have this problem that they cannot, when it's the right time, they cannot just talk. How would you handle this kind of a situation?
I think most of that also comes with never being put in that situation in the first place, and most college students often go for their first job interview not knowing what to expect, and that's exactly why we have Nimaya, because we want to put them in those situations. We know whether that's through a simulation, whether through the training or workshop, whatever that may be. I think it's about showing them what it feels like to be in that situation, so that when they are going for their first job interview, it doesn't feel unknown to them. It's not something that is strange. They've experienced it. They know how to conduct themselves, what to say, what kind of questions to ask, and I think that's exactly why this program is so important.
So how do you select the students?
Well, saying any girl who has a dream, any girl who wants to build a great career and break barriers, whatever those barriers for her. Some are economic, some are social. Like for example, Navya and I both have friends from so-called privileged families where the girls are told get married. So it's not that just money is a barrier. Sometimes even your the kind of family you come from is a barrier. So I think Nimaya is about helping you break your barrier, whatever it is. And I think that's the ethos. Girls must have equal representation in high offices, and there are barriers. Like I said, for some economic, for some social, for some mental as well. I have met girls who themselves think that they should not be there, which I think is a greater barrier than money or no.
Navya, one question I have for you. Not only Nimaya, you have even worked for women in projects like ARA Health, Naveli, Project Naveli. So why this focus on women? Repeatedly you're trying to do something for women. Why this thought?
Like I said earlier, I think that I've been given a lot in life, and a lot of it I probably don't deserve. I haven't earned it myself, and I think that the whole point of being in a position of power a position of privilege is to have responsibility and to share that, because I think that if we want to talk about women empowerment, just me being empowered and running a company is not going to solve the problem. It's about all of us collectively as women doing that, and I think that any opportunity or resource that I have, if I can share that with other women, that's the whole point of women empowerment.
Absolutely. So before parting, one last question I'll have for Navya. That if you're related to any filmy family, any Bollywood family, you will end up being an actor. In our country, there's a common perception. You have successfully challenged, you have broken that thought, I can be a successful businesswoman despite being related to a superstar like Amitabh Bachcha. If you would just comment on that.
I think people actually forget that, of course, I come from a legacy of filmmaking and entertainment, but I also come from a legacy of entrepreneurship and business. My father, my grandfather, and my great-grandfather from my paternal side are all businessmen and women. So it's actually not that surprising that I decided to become an entrepreneur myself. That's in my family, in my legacy as well, and I think that's the legacy that I chose to carry forward.
I think I read somewhere that you're planning to join the family business, being the first female leader of your
fourth generation of the family business.
And I wish you good luck with that.
Thank you so much.
It's so nice talking to both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining the CSR Journal.
Thank you for
Thank you
some
so
great
much.
questions.